Hello, this is your girl Rena, and this is another edition of Work at Home. So, what I wanted to do is show you another company that I use for work at home. Now, this is not your normal company as you've seen on some of the videos that try to basically, you got to pay in or you got to, basically join up to a different sites to get paid. This site actually is like a job. The only difference is you get paid percent for everything that you do, so it's not going to get you rich or quick rich, but it can get you some extra money in your pocket. So basically, this site is called Humanix. And to get into Humanix, you would just definitely click on the email link or just put my email into your email if you have a different type of, you don't have Google or something like that, and email me. And I will definitely get back to you as soon as possible with the link so you could go ahead and start working from home doing this site. Now, the basics of this site is you're going to be listening to inbound and outbound calls. Okay, you're not going to be taking the calls, but you're going to be listening to the calls. And while you're listening to the calls, there's going to be some questions that's going to be below the calls that you're going to have to answer. The awesome thing about this company is that you're going to just answer those questions, try to answer them as accurate as possible. So you do want to pay attention to your calls. And once you answer those questions, then at that time you will get paid. Okay, they're going to review the call real quickly. Usually it's very automatic, and then you receive the funds for that call. You can move on to the next call. There is people that have been reportedly have received, and I've seen it because they do have a leaderboard in here where you can see who is having the highest payout for the day. And there is some that I have seen at $52 payout for that day. So you can make some pretty good money if you're very quick, if you're very accurate at reviewing these calls and listening to these calls. So if you ever did some type of audit work or audit phones or quality auditing, for the phone services, this will be an excellent job for you. If you haven't, it's still excellent as long as you can listen and pay attention, you have no problem. Now, basically, what you do is you come in, you're going to log in every day. You can log in whenever you want. You can log in all night long. They have calls available like all night. Now, there is times you may log in and it will say zero here, or it will be very low because there's other people pulling these calls as well. If it is no calls, don't worry. Log back out, log back in. They always have fresh new generated of calls available. When you get to these calls, you can pick outbound or inbound. So right here, this button that says review, I can start reviewing the call. So I just click on that and I go ahead and start reviewing the call. Now, if it's 430 calls, I could just keep reviewing. At the end of the call, it's going to say, do you want to submit your answer? I go ahead and submit. I get my payout and I can go to my next call. Now for the lock categories below here, I really didn't do a lot the first time I was in here, but for these lock categories, basically what happens is once you get really accurate and really good over here, then you can go down to the unlock these, where you can start reviewing calls and getting paid a little bit more for the calls that you review. Plus they have a lot more calls sometimes in there. Now don't get discouraged because I didn't do a lot of calls at first. I would only do like come in here, do a couple of them, and make a little money and then leave. So I didn't really care about the locked calls, but I kind of want to do these, so I'm gonna kind of push through to get these. Now, one thing you got to understand is every day this changes. So I can come in here tomorrow and there'll maybe 5,000 calls that need to be reviewed, okay? And you have to think about it. You can make about $20, $30 in reviewing those many calls. Now, the calls are pretty quick. They're not a long time of a call. So you're looking at calls that you may only have seconds that you have to complete. You're looking at calls that may be only a minute at the most. So don't get discouraged thinking you're going to listen to this long drawn out call and you're only getting paid a couple of cents to listen to this long drawn out call. It's not like that at all. Basically, this is a really good way of making a little extra money in your pocket. If you have a full-time job, if you have no job, whatever the case is, it's not going to give you a full income. I can tell you that right now, but it would definitely put an extra income for your family. So if you're looking for, another way to put a little bit of extra money in your pocket, gas money, whatever, this is a great place to go. You don't have to sell anything. You don't have to try to market anything. All you're doing is basically listening to some phone calls, answering some questions, and getting paid to do it. So if this is something that you're ready to get started with and you ready to review some calls and get some money, go ahead and email me below And keep subscribed to my videos because there's more videos to come about other ways I find for working at home. Once again, this is your girl Rena signing off.